All right, y'all. So this is a Zotac 1080 graphics card, and obviously I use this with my desktop. I've actually migrated everything to a 3080 Ti, which is right there. I don't remember the exact brand, but I think it's just the GeForce RTX. And I am selling a 1080, and I found a cool store. I'll put the name of them if they seem to be cool today, depending on how the sale goes. But they claim that they can sell this, or they'll buy this off me for quite a bit. So I will see how it is. Only thing is I have to actually take up my desktop to make sure that it can do it. And the reason being is that they have to actually see that it actually does work, which I guess that makes sense. I know it's a little bit of an odd angle, but I'm using my cell phone and not my camera. And also, by the way, look, I have the hat and I also have the shirt. So we're getting there, we're getting there. But there it is. It has like one I don't know why they do that, but one HDMI and a couple of display ports. I have a little bit of an issue because I have to take out my 3080 Ti, but I know how to do all this stuff, so I will. And I will let you guys know how I go. So back here, I just have like these two little things on my case. This is just the latch. When I pop this down, of course it is on the side, so it may be a little bit locked to the weight. There we go. Comes right off like so. Now I just have to move the glass. And ta-da! Just like that, we are now open. So this is the piece that I'm taking out right now. This is my 3080 Ti. And I just have to put this part in here and substitute. And so that way when I bring it to the shop, they could just plug it up and play. But as you can see, I have everything routed to the back of it. I know it may not be the cleanest setup, but to me, it's one of my favorites. It's also my #1 build currently. But yeah, let's go ahead and start swapping this stuff out. And one side note is I actually have these little straps. These just are basically grounding points. So you have, I don't really focus, but basically this metal piece right here, this metal piece actually, you just clip this to the case like so, and then you wrap this around your wrist, and you just want to make sure the metal piece is touching. And now that just keeps you from zoinking your rig, because for those that don't know, if you do zap your rig like you have static shock typically in the wintertime, it will actually kill your computer, like bad. $1,000 can go down the drain just because of a simple zoink. Makes zero sense because they take thousands of volts, but yeah, let's go ahead and pop this off. So I'm just going to unscrew this little piece right here, these three right here. This is actually not my graphics card. This is from MSI. It actually comes as a bridge. It just acts like a little support system because this GPU is very big compared to the other one. So just to kind of show you a size comparison, this actually sticks out about 3 inches longer, roughly, on the GPU. And it's also very, very thin. I know it's kind of hard to gauge with the camera, but I promise you, this is a very thick thing. You have three different coils right here, versus I just have this little pipeline on this one, and it is incredibly heavy compared to this. Obviously, there's 2 fans on here. There's 3 at the bottom from MSI. But yeah, eventually I'll upgrade this rig as we go over to Windows 11, but let me just go ahead and swap this out. I have a screwdriver right here. I'm just going to take out these pieces right here. So I just have to be careful as I'm trying to film with one hand and show you guys, oh, see, like that, with the other. But this right here is just simply a bridge. All it does is just hold the weight. That is it. It has like a little rubber piece on here to kind of keep it, but that is it. Now I just need to remove these carefully. I'm actually gonna put my phone down because I feel the graphics card about to slip. So 1 second. Okay, so I have that off. It's kind of hard to tell, but down here, and I know I need to clean it off, it's a little bit dusty, but right where my finger is pointing, there's a little thing that you push down and it just takes out this graphics card. Now that I have it out, I'll just unplug these 2 cables right here. These are just the power supply. So now you can see the size difference of the GPUs. This is the 3080 Ti and this is the 1080, I think it's just standard 1080 if I'm not mistaken, because I didn't know all that when I bought the computer. But you see it's a lot more performance and power. I'll flip these over, and this is actually very hot right now because I was just playing games. So let me be careful. Now I do not recommend flipping this and doing all this on the carpet. I am just being bold for the sake of this video, so hopefully I don't lose these cards. But as you can see, really, really nice setup with the fans from MSI. And this is just a standard Zotac, which is still good. It was very, very great for the time. Just I've upgraded. I think Zotac does make 3080 Ti's. I just haven't been paying attention, but now they're on 5080s and all that other jazz. That's fine. I only like the 4080s. I don't like the 5080s. That's a whole nother story, but this is just showing you the size difference. It is very, very big, very, very thick compared to the other one. So that is it for this. Now we have to put in a 3080 Ti to swap it. And it is literally as simple as plug and play. I'm just slotting it in right here underneath my M.2. and I will set that up now. So now I have the Zotac already in. As you can see, I have a lot more space compared to previously. I just have to attach this on, and one thing I did realize is I only needed one power supply apparently for the 3080 Ti. I didn't realize how low power hungry this thing was. So yeah, I guess that's new. But yeah, I'll go ahead and screw this back in, and then when I plug it up, it should be working just fine. One thing I remember, and for those of you that are confused, this actually has a SLI port to basically bridge it. So if you notice on my 3080 Ti, there is no extra ports to plug in anything else. Like, it's operating as itself, basically itself. Everything would have to go to the motherboard is basically what I'm trying to get at. But for the older generations, there was a thing called SLI bridge. You would basically have something that looks almost like a bridge, just pretend this is one, and it would connect this to the other one that would plug in right here. So you could run in two different graphics cards at once and get the most power. They basically operate as one unit, but that's why it has these extra teeth right there. And just like that, it's now replaced. So I kid you not, computers are literally like plug and play. So I'm literally going to plug this in and see if everything's running. I should have it all working just fine. And then I can go run it to the store and sell this port. All right, so all I did was plug in the display ports and my keyboard, of course. Let's power it on. Everything's connected. Yep, my fans are on, so it's receiving power. So we should be in business. Let's see what's happening over here. Right now it's initializing, but it should automatically recognize it. I mean, if it's displaying, it's basically has the GPU already. So now it's almost back to factory. Let's see how long this takes. So apparently it's trying to update my system. I have no idea why, but hopefully it is not migrating to Windows 11. This is actually going to be a pain if that is the case. I think it's just refreshing to see if the system is recognizing a difference in the GPU, but we will find out. Now it is restarting. I think it's just rebooting to update the GPU. And there we have it. It is up and running. So obviously everything is pretty big because it is being updated. And I don't know why it's looking so large. So let me just customize it real quick. So that's interesting. It's only showing that it's able to do 1070, I guess almost like 720p, which is really, really weird. I don't know why. Let's do detect. And it doesn't show the other display, but it doesn't matter. This graphics card is old, so maybe that's, I don't think, it may just be with the new updates, but let's go ahead and shut it down and let's get rid of GPU. Now we have a road trip. So this is going to be a little bit of a hassle because this thing is actually like 40 pounds, probably 50, 60 if I'm being honest, with the extra GPU and other components. Haven't weighed in a while. I think when I bought it was 40, but I know it's a lot heavier. So now we start our journey. All right, I made it to the place. I think it's called like Pay More for Electronics. And I have this in the back, covered up. All right, so I have actually sold my graphics card now for $45. It's actually not bad. I think online they're going for like 200 roughly. So it's not a bad steal. I think a little bit sad to see it go, but I think everything now is going to require a lot more power. So it's just kind of the way things go. I was going to get a lot less, honestly. I tried to take it to the pawn shop. It didn't work. But apparently the Pay More place is actually really, really good. So I do recommend them. And I'm headed back now to the house to do some videos. And I can't video record and drive. I was in the parking lot, FYI. All right, so now we're back. And obviously I've sold it. So I'm going to actually put in the new 3080 Ti. Well, I've had it for a while, but swapping it back in and with $45 more in my pocket. Now we just have to fire it up and make sure it works. There we go. Of course, we have to see if it will update or not. And I'll find out in a second. So this time it just booted right up, but because I did switch out, what happened? What just happened? Okay, I think it is updating. Okay, there we go. That scared me for half a second. But let's see. Now we're back in business. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, we are back. Ooh, thought that was thought I did something, y'all. But yeah, we're back up and running. It was actually very easy with this one. The 1080 GPU is obviously not as powerful, but I am in 4K. Well, oh, I hit the button over here. But basically, I'm in 4K, and this is in 2K. But yeah, it is set up completely. Minus the fact that I still created human error by shutting down my PC, but it is working, so that's good news. But that's an easy way of selling it. I will put the link to their website. I'm not sponsored by any means. I just want to show you guys sort of the process. And with that, I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.